Alright, what's going on, guys? It is your boy TKD, wanted to hear back in Playstation Source, and I have played a lot of games that are a bit on the side of like the artsy fartsy, like, really just engrossing, that aren't too hell-bent on this, very quick, methodical, deep gameplay, whatever, and they're trying to just make a point and tell a narrative through unconventional means in gaming. And I feel like Season, A Letter to the Future is exactly that type of game that is coming to PS5 at the end of this month. So I want to go over some details about this game and my overall thoughts and impressions on the demo that I played a few weeks ago that I think is unavailable right now at this current point in time before release, but there will be a full demo here on the video so you can check it out for yourself. So some quick details about Season, A Letter to the Future. This is being developed by a studio called Scavenger Studio, which, if this does sound familiar to you, this is a studio that developed a game called Darwin Project, which was a really cool battle royale that I actually really enjoyed a few years back. I think I put a video up on the channel. I'll put a card over here in the top right hand corner and at the end card of the video. But I remember playing this game a few years back, definitely enjoyed it, but it has since shut down, and now they have developed here this game called Season, A Letter to the Future. And this game could not be more different as opposed to Darwin Project in terms of its genre and its gameplay and what you're doing in the game as a whole. So Season, A Letter to the Future is a third-person atmospheric adventure bicycle road trip game where you are collecting the memories of a past life that has been mysteriously washed away by this mysterious cataclysm that I'm sure we'll be able to figure out by the end of the game. But you are on a quest to discover a new world, one unknown yet still familiar in some ways, and you do that by documenting, photographing, and recording life as you find it while you are still able to. So you have these different recording tools like your microphone, your camera, and you're essentially capturing what the world used to be in terms of music, sound, art, architecture, voices of old people, vanishing religious practices, and a bunch of different traces that trace all the way back to what life was like before this mysterious cataclysm took over and completely washed away this old world. And you're doing all this documenting in terms of photographing and recording different memories and recordings of the world that used to be in the game on a bicycle as well. So they're going to be using that bicycle for traversal and stuff like that to make your way through these stunning landscapes and locations and all that. And you're able to also meet a very diverse cast of characters along the way that will change the course of your story as you go along in this game. And I just think that this game has looked really great, is really captured my attention overall. And of course there are some really cool PS5 features like adaptive triggers for pedaling your bicycle, haptic feedback for getting the texture and the feel of the ground as you cycle through different terrains and different landscapes. You have Tempest 3D audio technology for PS5 as well to be able to hear the soundscapes and hear the recordings that you are capturing with dimensional precision and such. And of course those fast loading times for PS5 with that SSD compatibility. So the game is coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, and PC via Steam and Epic Game Store on January 31st, 2023. So it's coming up here in just a few weeks, honestly about 2 weeks or so. And it will be available for $30 on PlayStation and $25 on PC. However, there is a 10% discount if you're a PS Plus subscriber and you're pre-ordering the game on PlayStation right now, as well as a 10% discount just across the board for the PC market on January 31st through February 7th. So with all that out the way, how did I feel about this game? Okay, I have been really looking at this game from every trailer because I just think it looks gorgeous and the art style is absolutely just jaw-dropping, and it does translate to the in-game gameplay from what I played in the demo a few weeks ago. It is a very beautiful game, and I love the way they have their camera layout because they have a very wide screen representation of the game to be able to, I think, fully take account of the landscape and the environment, and they have just a very wide view of the game that I really love, to be able to see the game for its full facet. And I feel like the game also uses that wide screen to its advantage because there's a lot of different vistas and landscapes that the game takes you to that I thought were just absolutely gorgeous and would not not have been as good looking if it weren't for that widescreen perspective. I found this game very emotional in terms of the music and the visuals and just what you are collecting with your tools, whether it be the microphone, whether it be the camera. Like, you're really capturing some very human emotion through the landscape of this world that you are going through and trying to pick up the pieces and figure out what exactly went down in Season Alert to the Future. And it's just a beautiful, a very emotional game. And I feel like we're going to be comparing this game to the likes of like Journey from a few years back, where that game is just the epitome of just emotional, moving type of experience in games that we don't quite get a lot of the time. And so I feel like this game is really going down that alley, in my opinion. And I just love the beautiful music in the game. I really like how, you know, overall, like, I do feel like that this game will probably not be for everyone, right? If you're like a Warzone player, right? If you're someone that's very gameplay oriented and that's all you play, right? Because you know me, I love my gameplay, right? But I also love my very moving narrative stories that I experience through games as well. I'm also cool with that. If you're not cool with that, I feel like this game definitely might not be for you, right? But for those that really appreciate a slower game, a game that is going to have something to say, a very emotional, moving game, at least off the demo, it seems like this is going to be leading down that type of alleyway if you do like those type of games. And I also love the way they have it set up in terms of progression, where you have this like journal and you have these like indentations for different images and different, you know, places where you know that a recording will go in your journal. That way you're able to keep track and see, okay, how much more left do I have in this environment to find these different sounds that I'm looking for, these different images that I'm looking for. I feel like it's a very straightforward process where it's not really like a, hey, just, you know, record anything you hear, take a picture of everything you see, very willy-nilly style. It's more of just like, hey, this is what we want you to capture, right? And this is the amount that we want you to capture and these specific instances. But you can of course go over that cap and take whatever picture you want or record anything you want at your leisure for your entertainment. And I'm telling you guys, at least, you know, me personally, right, as a fan of these types of games and everything, I love the way that this journal also tells you a little bit about the story behind the environment that you're in. What the game is really predicated on, right, is really going back and using what you have seen, what you have heard through these pictures and recordings, and put together what happened and what was the story here. Like in the demo, we learned a little bit about Dr. Fuma and how he was looking out to find a cure for a specific illness in this city and all that, and it was just a really cool thing to see it unravel in a more past tense way, where you're going back and you're, you know, using the environmental storytelling that is around the environment and getting the story from that vein, right? I feel like I just personally have not experienced that a lot in my gaming, and I feel like it really works well for this game. And on top of that, you know, of course, there was a little segment afterwards where I ride the bike, and I feel like that bike is going to, hopefully, I feel, really add a lot of really cool gameplay elements to it. You're able to use L2 and R2 to pedal the bike, and you can feel the tension with the adaptive triggers thanks to the PS5 DualSense controller. And it's just, I was really surprised by this game. Like, I think this game is going to be really good, and I just really hope that people don't sleep on this game, you know what I'm saying? At $30, it looks to be a bit more of a condensed size game. I am projecting and presuming maybe a 6 to 8 hour runtime, maybe even 4 at that point. To me, I don't care about the length necessarily about a game. I'm just looking for, is this a quality game? And if the demo has anything to say about the final product, this should be a quality game in my opinion. Once again, on PS5, PS4, and PC, do not sleep on Season A Letter to the Future. I will leave a little bit of demo gameplay at the end of this video for you guys. Just watch, just unadulterated, just with you just watching the gameplay. And hope you enjoyed my little impressions here on Season A Letter to the Future. Down below, find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long form content and podcast format. PlayStation Weekly is the brand new news series that I just launched on the channel here, where that is going to be only news once a week, all in one upload. Enjoy that at your leisure, either on YouTube or on your podcast service of choice. And we definitely do have The Last of Us HBO coverage coming in very soon. Look at the channel for that. Look out on Twitter for that. And thank you all for watching, and make sure to keep it locked here and subscribed for the latest and greatest in PlayStation games, lore, whatever you want here at PlayStation Source. Thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.
So much more to tell them. Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.